It's IBC 2024. We're in a very busy Hall 8 and we're on the Broadcast Bionics booth here, and I'm joined by Dan. Hi Dan, how you doing?
Hi, good to see you again.
So Dan, you're talking about AI, as are many people at IBC this year, but give us your take on what you're actually showing here.
Yeah, so we have a slightly different concept of AI, which is, we call it augmented intelligence.
Okay.
So there's nothing artificial about it. There's nothing generative about it. It's not about replacing the talent and the creativity in the studio. It's about augmenting and enhancing that to allow you to do your job better, to do it faster, and perhaps do things that weren't even possible before.
Okay.
So we really think that most of media is about the connection between audiences and the creatives and the talent in the studio.
Okay.
And we've always been the engagement people creating that connectivity. But now we're excited to have some radical new tools that really do some quite magical things using AI to augment what the talent in the studio can do to enhance that engagement.
So let's look at one of these tools, shall we?
Yeah, so this is one of the tools that we're showing. We call this Bionic Scribe, and this is taking social media, which is hitting the studio. So we have, for example, WhatsApp that we've taken into the studio for a while, along with Facebook and Instagram posts.
Yeah.
One common way to engage with broadcasters now is to send WhatsApp voice notes or videos, which when they hit the studio, you have to listen to them.
Right.
So we're now doing secure on-premise transcription of those, so I can now receive a message which is transcribed.
Nice.
So I don't have to read, I don't have to listen to the message. I can search for content that's in the messages and use it directly on air.
And I guess that appears on the presenter's script, auto cue. They read it out if they wish, and off they go.
Yes, and then that puts it alongside all the other social media that's hitting the studio. So we've also added this to our smart queue, which is summarizing in real time what your audience is talking about. So this is taking all of that social media, including the spoken messages and the videos being sent to you.
Wow.
And it's showing you the topics that people are talking about, so current events, and then it gives you the angle that your audience is giving and examples from each of those. So it turns out some of the people messaging this program right now are talking about mental health and well-being, and then here are the messages which are best placed to present that to the audience. So if you have a guest, and you may receive up here all of these messages hitting the studio over and over and over again, typically
on the same subject,
on a similar or same subject, typically the talent will read maybe the top 5 and think, good job, I've listened to my audience. But what if the best message is number 95 or 100 or 1095? And what we've done here is said, okay, we can take that and summarize that down very quickly.
Right,
So we can take thousands of messages. Let's say Taylor Swift comes in and you're interviewing her. You're going to get thousands and thousands of messages. But maybe there's only 5 things that they want you to ask her. We will surface those 5 automatically for you by reading all those messages, interpreting them, and surfacing that content. So that's what we call augmented rather than artificial intelligence. It's doing something that it wouldn't be physically possible for a human to do, but we're using our unique role in the studio that we have access to all of this audio, all of this video, and all of this messaging, and we're leveraging that technology to help the person in the studio, the real human, the talent in the studio, to do their job, which we think is really exciting.
I think that's massively exciting, yeah. It's such a game changer, isn't it, really, for people that, as you say, are inundated with content. And I'm sure, as you say, if you've got 1,000 comments, 10,000 comments, to be able to summarize that and give that information to the presenter to then relay, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's like having a really smart little producer who's keeping across everything that's happening.
Which is impossible.
Yeah, which is doing that very, very rapidly in real time.
Wow. So is your AI augmented intelligence available now?
It's available now. We're prototyping it with a couple of the big broadcasters in the UK, and it'll be commercially available soon after the show. And then come back and see us at NAB, because we have some even more exciting augmented intelligence coming for NAB.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. Where can people find out more information in the meantime?
We're just bionic.radio.
Cool. Thanks very much indeed, Dan. Do check out bionic.radio for all the information you need, or if you're at IBC, head to Hall 8 and you can see a fantastic example of the augmented intelligence in practice. For everything else we're doing at the show, that's at kitplus.com.